Hey guys, welcome back to 604 Diecast Customs. Hope you guys are all having a great day. Today we're going to be working on the new Bugatti Chiron. I got this the other day. You guys may have seen the last video. I have a couple of them now actually, but I opened this one up. I really wanted to put some new wheels on it. Give it those distinct Chiron headlights that they unfortunately didn't do. They did a wonderful job of the horseshoe grille with the Bugatti emblem, but I guess they didn't want to tamper with those tiny little headlights, so they left the headlights and the taillights aren't there. The taillight's pretty easy. It's a red streak just across this pillar here, so that'll be easy. We'll be adding some detail to the exhaust part here. Yeah, pretty basic though. This is a very nice car. They did really well. Another thing I noticed, they didn't extend the Bugatti arch line here. They put it on the front, but didn't wrap it all the way around, so I'll be touching that up. It's just one of those things, the Bugatti arch just goes all the way through. They didn't quite join it up on either side. So we'll be doing that too. Not a hard thing to do, but basic detailing. I was thinking of throwing these rims on there. These are normally not my favorite kind of rims. Not a chrome rim kind of guy, but I sort of visually tested them with some black rims and it just didn't work so well with that dark blue paint. And then again, it kind of clashed with the chrome line there. So we're going to stick with some chrome ones. I've just got these. I popped this off an old Ford or a Dodge delivery from the Fun Dip set. The wheels are very small, or the axles are very small, sorry. So we'll be doing some custom axles on that. We'll be cutting a little bit of tube here to make the extended axle shaft, but no big deal, pretty easy stuff. So first we got to get into this. Got to drill this out. Let's get going at her. Alright, so now that we have the rivets off here, we're going to want to take a small little screwdriver. We're not worried about the stock axles, so you don't have to be too gentle with it. It's one thing taking the plastic wheels off a body. You don't worry about bending the axles because you're taking them off, but on the donor car it makes it a little harder sometimes, trying to get them off without bending the axles. So I'll pry these off. Little screwdriver under the tabs. Pretty easy on these plastic bases. And they just pop right out. So as you'll see, these are pretty wide cars. The Bugatti's got a girthy stance to it, so these tiny little axles off that Dodge, as you see, nowhere near long enough. So like I said, custom axles. We'll be doing front and backs too, because the fronts are way too small for that. So there's the interior there, and there's the window. So what you got left here, you got a body. We're going to want to put our small drill bit back in there and get it drilled out for tapping so that I can screw this back together again. Alright, so it's all drilled and tapped. Now we've got to do our custom axles. I've got this aluminum hollow tubing that I use. See if you can see there. So the axles basically slide in there. So I've just got to grab my base here, and I've got to measure out how wide I want these axles. So you basically go from end to end, so you've got a good solid axle. The wheels won't be flopping around in there. Nobody likes floppy wheels. So you're just going to line it up side to side here, and then just mark it off to cut. And we'll use our Dremel. I'll do the other side here. Same thing, hold it in the middle, mark it on the line there. Easy peasy on that one. I'll just quickly go hack these off. 1 second here. Alright, so we got our 2 pieces of axle here. Just cut those off the chunk with the Dremel. Now, next step, you're going to want to take the axles or the wheels and axles, I guess, that you're using, and you're going to want to cut those in half. As I mentioned in the last video, when you cut these, hold both ends, because one side's going to want to shoot off once you snip it. So I just hold both sides here. It causes so much force that your axles will just snap off and you can lose them. So now you got your axle cut in half. I'll go ahead and do this one as well. Alright, so now that we have both sides of both sets there, what we're going to want to do is get our drill and our little drill bit here, and you just want to open up this channel a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Just widen it up a bit. That's just for these rods. They're a little bit bigger. Now, if you don't do that, you're going to have some issues closing it back up. So you basically just open up the channels there so you can push these far enough in that when you go to screw it together, it actually closes. And next step, you're going to grab your glue, super glue, Gorilla Glue. I know guys that use hot glue guns, doesn't really matter as long as it's a good glue that's going to stick. Everyone's got their preference.
3 weeks later.
Alright, so now that I'm done fighting with my glue for 15 minutes there, trying to get it out, I've gotten my axles done. My camera shut off because it took so long to get the glue out and I didn't realize it. But the axles are done. They're glued together now. So we've got rolling solid axles now. And they do freely roll. The wheels didn't get glued together. Now we're going to start with the detailing. I've got to add a little silver to the bottom of this. I have to put a black strip on the lights and then add the 4 pods, as you may know, on the front of a Chiron. I'll show you here. The headlights are actually 4 LED pods. So I'm not just going to cop out and do the straight line. I'm going to try and actually get 4 little pods in there. I might regret it later, but who knows, it might turn out nice. I've seen at least one picture of someone who has done a custom and did the headlights, and it turned out alright. And then I saw a guy who had decals for the headlights, and those looked amazing. That was awesome. I might have to buy a couple decal sets for those. That and the McLaren as well. They've got decals for the Senna headlights as well. But anyways, we'll get out our toothpicks and we'll get onto this Start with the red for the back. Just get some red on there. This is a long line, so I'll have to do a couple swipes on it for sure, but let's see how jittery I am today. Cool, so that looks alright. Can't complain about that. I've got to say, it's definitely not perfect, but I can't complain. For how jittery I am today, that's a solid B plus for me. Can't complain about that. That'll add some seriously well needed detail to the front of that car. Wow. Sweet. Fix up that little silver mesh there. And then I'm going to take the silver and extend it out here. And then we'll be done with the little details.